Hey, good morning. It's Cashflow Mike. I'll tell you what, I am back at it. I posted something yesterday, right? First of all, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to start calling these little morning sessions the Mike Minute Raw. Raw because unscripted, unedited, get me as I am, however I'm that morning. As soon as I get off of that bike, I've been thinking I'm going to share it with you. Now, yesterday, there was a saying I ran across, and I wanted to go through it today and kind of talk about it and share it with you and see what your thoughts are. You know, it was the smaller the town, the bigger the deal, right? So the smaller the town, the bigger the deal. Now, when you see the face value, you go, yeah, no duh. I mean, you can think of any number of examples. You can think of, the high school football captain, the homecoming king, a big crime that happens in a town. When those things happen in, we'll say, Chicago versus, we'll say, Knoxville, Illinois, when those things happen, they have different impressions and leave different impressions on people. But I took it a step further. I get the whole complex about the smaller the town, the bigger the deal, but I've worked with some clients in the past where this was actually true. One was actually a meat manufacturer packaging plant. It was a meat packaging plant, and the owner and I were consulting. We were doing some consulting about 5 o'clock in the morning. I'd go in, and every morning he'd be in his office, and he had his pickup truck sitting outside. And basically I saw it, but this particular morning I didn't see the truck, right? No truck, but I saw the light on in his office, so I knocked on the door, it was open. I went inside like I normally do, and he was sitting at his desk. I said, hey, where's your truck at? And he only told me, he says, yeah, it's in the shop, so I had to drive my wife's car. And I said, well, where's it at? He goes, well, it's a BMW, and I don't want the employees to see me driving a BMW, because they get different impressions about who I am as a boss, right? As long as they see me as, the guy in the pickup truck every day, I have fewer problems with the employees. They see me as one of them, right? He says, it was just, he's got a small town environment, right? Inside his meat packaging plant. So he tries to maintain, that, that characteristic of himself, that persona. And then I started thinking about other times, and I worked in Grass Valley, with a company in Grass Valley. And Grass Valley is in the Central Valley of California. And the owner of the company, first of all, Grass Valley is super small. But he had a white Tesla. And this is about 4 years ago, right? Right when they came out. And I'm telling you, everybody in town knew him, right? I mean, we went to lunch in the Tesla, and they just knew who he was, no matter where you went. Oh, yeah, he's the guy that drives the Tesla. So what I'm telling you is that the smaller the town, the bigger the deal. So think about that in your employee base, in your company. The things that you do, the things that you project, even though you've earned them, you have the right to do all those things. Look at how it impacts the people around you, right? So the smaller the town, the bigger the deal. That's your Mike Minute for today. And hey, let's go get them.